So I took amazing trades on USD Chef that I held for almost a month and a half right now, as well as I've been trading Nasdaq intraday. So I'm going to show you two ways on how I pick out trades, the thought process thereof, tips and tricks that I use on the markets to get amazing trades that I get. And of course, it's not always wins, but with this strategy and definitely with the thought process that I always take, I assure myself that I have more wins in comparison to losses. So by the end of this video, hopefully you can take some nuggets and implement them within your daily strategy. Okay family, so as you can see, we are on the markets, but just before we can go on the markets, I just want to show you here, this is a trade I just took right now. Hopefully that actually shows it's on Nasdaq. We're trading retail sales over there on Nasdaq. That's the impact. And if we go back on the chart, you can see exactly the trade that I took. And the first lesson and the first thought process of this whole video that I want to share with you is that smart money traders, yes, the aim is to really get small stop losses and all of that, sniper entries. And clearly, as you can see, the entry that I took off here was off the supply. I didn't want to miss out. Lately I've been missing A+ setups when I've been setting my entry right here, trying to get it at the equilibrium of the supply. And I've been missing A+ setups when it comes to my trading, as well as just sending signals overall. So I just set this one here. I knew it was going to go all the way because of the main characteristic of this trade, but nevertheless I was just comfortable with taking it. And check where the stop loss is. Many of the people, when we are trading smart money, we want our stop losses to be all the way here. And retail sales on this Nasdaq setup, it actually just spiked. Imagine if my stop loss was just right at the zone right here, or just a little bit, few pips up, 5 pips up, I would have been stopped out of this trade. So the best way was just to put it all the way above there, at least 2 times of the zone. Then that's how I allow myself to be kicked out of the trade nevertheless. But as you can see, it's just one of the tips that I want to give you. And how I actually saw this, Nasdaq has been quite trending bullish. I've been missing the buys. Yeah, I've been missing the buys. Literally last time I got sells over here, when by the time I got back on the markets, I was not glued on the markets and the market rallied all the way. So when I saw it yesterday that it actually gave us sells, we also caught another sells. Oh, it was actually the sells over here on the previous day prior to recording this video. The market rallied, it gave a pullback. As soon as it gave a pullback, let me just share my thought process here. So as soon as it gave us a pullback here, I was able to take a Fibonacci, okay? And this Fibonacci, I was able to just, stretch it all the way. And as soon as it started pulling back, I knew which areas it's coming back into. Okay, let me just do this right over here. There we go. And of course, this is the sweet spot when we want to sell. We want to sell in the premium markets, and definitely that's where I actually marked on to sell. So the thought process through this is that I waited for the pullback at least to pass the equilibrium, and that's when I actually now started to look for a zone within the premium markets that's within the sweet spot. Okay, and of course the zone that was in the sweet spot, if we go all the way to the 15 minutes, I just want to show you this. I know it looks a bit messy on your chart right now, but as you can see, the sweet spot was at 78 or 0.786, which was the 19th there. And this was exactly where the zone was lying for me. And definitely I was looking forward to trading it off that. That's why I even put my sell limit here, so that if the market even turned around just touching swiftly, that's how I was just gonna enter this trade. And as you can see, it was a very good trade. And as well, managing the trade. A lot of us, and it's been a thing that has also happened with me, where we get A+ setups, but our managing of the trade, or rather the setup, is very poor. That results into us being kicked out, or just we lose up or rather lose out on the trade. So the best way, as I want to advise you as a mentor, as a person who's been trading for this past 8 years when it comes to trading, one of the the main things trading smart money is just to mainly widen up your stop loss. It won't hurt. You can just reduce the risk that you enter on that trade, but rather just open up the stop loss. As you can see, if I just put it here, thinking yes, the market is right. So many of us, we call trades right. It's gonna turn around here. I'm gonna put my stop loss right here. And what happens? You have an event like this where the market kicks you out, and then that's when it sells. So because I know this, and it has happened to me multiple times, I was able to know where to put my stop loss. Okay, so the tip that you can take from this Nasdaq setup is that you wanna, of course, adjust your stop losses, let the market breathe, because anything can happen. Secondly, with A plus setups, manage them right. See which levels they're in terms of, use your Fibonacci tools that are provided by your broker or by TradingView. Next thing, of course, I want to take you to a trade that is absolutely legendary. I'll put a screenshot here of the before. I sent it to my mentorship group, and some people took it. I'm not sure how long they held, but yeah, it was a test of patience to so many of my students. It was USD Sheriff. Let me just go into it over here. There we go. You will see this trade is an absolute banger, and yes, I am giving you a signal over here that you can see it's a buy signal, but we'll break it down. But as you can see here, the very same sentiment, I actually used it on this on this sell setup here. We held it about for a month and a half. We actually just closed off on, I think, the previous NFP, not the last NFP prior to this video, the previous NFP. That's when we actually closed. So it was a full month of May, as well as just at the beginning of June right there. So quite simple. It was a very simple setup where we saw a supply that was not mitigated due to the market turning around here, mitigating a fair value gap right here in the lower time frames. So this was unmitigated, and I've been watching it for a very long time. So we did also have liquidity, and a lot of people thought we're gonna be selling off here, right? And so of course it sold a bit into profit, but I knew this was just liquidity. We went all the way into this unmitigated. It went all the way into the 50%. As you can see, I couldn't afford to put my sell limit here, guys. I couldn't afford a lot of loss like that. This is a daily time frame trade, so I couldn't afford to actually just make sure I put it over here. So I wouldn't mind if I missed it, but I couldn't afford to put my stop my entry over here. So I put it all the way at 50% at equilibrium of this zone, of this supply zone. As you can see, stop loss is not here, it's all the way right here, as you can see. So that allowed me room that if the market spiked in a bit higher, I still would have survived that spike, just like as you saw on Nasdaq right now. And as you can see, it tanked all the way down. It was just a game of patience over here, but this was a very much amazing trade. We also did use the Fibonacci. Let me just show you over here. I think it's quite obvious now in terms of my thought process. There's a daily step that I follow no matter what time frame I'm trading. Once the market starts to pull back, I take it from the lowest low of that impulse. So as I go all the way over here, there we go, and we can see that the sweet spot over here, it was between 178. You can also put it vice versa. For me, it doesn't really matter, but as you can see, this is my premium market. Okay, so from here all the way to 50, this was premium, and from all the way to here it was discount. So in this area, definitely it is a very good sweet spot. So I definitely love this spot all the way here. It's a very good place to take a trade and make sure that you put it way above in terms of a stop loss. So as you can see, this was just an amazing trade. Now, the very same thing here that I want to show you on this buy, I gave the same buy to my mentorship So hopefully you guys can also have the very same patience to hold it. This is where my entry is. We're heading all the way to new higher highs on this USD chef. And as you can see, if I also put my Fibonacci from where the impulse stretches to where the market is turning around, you can clearly see. I'm not sure if it's quite visible to you. Let me delete the other Fibonacci over here. There we go. This is a very good sweet spot, as you can see again, 78 to 200 over here. We have a very good sweet spot when it comes to that. So when the market taps into here, I'll be ready to buy and hold this trade all the way. So definitely for those who are watching till now, you did get a free signal when it comes to this. And of course, make sure to subscribe, like, for more videos. And of course, I do notice all of the comments that come about news trading. I'll definitely pump up more videos when it comes to news trading overall, but be patient with me. I'm still coming up with better strategies that are consistent in terms of giving you guys profits. Thank you so much for watching.